Hi, I'm here to rank the show versions of He-Man, which means I'm ranking um, how He-Man is rather than what the shows are like. And I have six different show versions of He-Man to rank. For the classic He-Man cartoon show, He-Man from it also appeared in the classic She-Ra show, and it's the same version of He-Man, so I have that group together. But I do have the Revelation He-Man and the Revolution He-Man split up because I feel very differently about what they are like. So, in my opinion, there are six different show versions of He Man in that particular sense, and I can understand if other people would have that differently, but I figured that the original continuity He Man is so similar in his guest appearances in She-Ra that it wouldn't make sense to split them up in for my personal ranking. But Revelation, Revolution do things much differently for He Man, in my opinion. And in sixth place, last place, is the Revelation He Man, unfortunately. He Man himself could seem good at first. He could seem like he's in character, good design, likable. But what his role ends up being in Revelation was very disappointing for me. And at times it felt sad. And I felt like Revelation didn't show a lot of respect for He Man, even if there were good intentions. I feel like the end result wasn't the best, and I didn't love He Man's role in it, and I feel like there are points where his characterization wasn't exactly what I wanted it to be. Um, it's not a horrible take on He Man, but it is very underwhelming, so it is in last place. In fifth place is the 2021 reboot cartoon version of He Man. The same year as Revelation, there was also a He Man reboot cartoon show. Um, in it, um, Adam does come across as younger. He Man looks less muscular than what I'm used to imagining He Man as, and it is a decent take on He Man. He has enough characterization. He's likable enough. It's not the most memorable for me. Doesn't really grab my attention as some other versions of He Man, but I don't think it's a bad version of He Man or anything. In fourth place is Revolution, which I do think upgraded their take on He Man, where the Revolution He Man feels much different than the from the other. In Revelation, I feel like He Man wasn't used the best, but in Revolution, I feel like He Man gets a lot more moments to shine. I feel like his likability is explored in good ways. He feels like he has his strong confidence back. It feels like he has that great leading man sort of charm. It feels like the great He Man has really returned. And all that is very cool. I think that what does hold the Revolution He Man back to a certain degree, even though it's much better than Revelation, is that the story doesn't feel over yet, and I don't know if you'll ever get a proper conclusion or not. So for now, it's at number four. Maybe it could get a little bit higher, but at the very least, it's still a much better take than the Revelation He Man. In third place is actually the New Adventures of He Man take on He Man, which is a version of He Man I actually avoided for a long time. It didn't look that great. It looked a little bit too different for me. It didn't look too interesting, but I grew to be more open minded as time went on, and I felt like giving it a chance, and I actually ended up liking the show's take on He Man. He Man feels a lot different. His design is different. It's weird seeing He-Man be more modestly dressed and stuff like that, but his characterization is really good. He's heroic, he works hard, he's really good at stopping what Skeletor's doing. I feel like all the basic elements that I really like about He-Man are there, even if He-Man looks much different and he's in a different time period and is interacting with different characters. He still feels like He-Man to me, so I do still really enjoy him. In second place is the 2002 reboot version of He-Man, which is a great show. It has a really good take on He-Man. Uh, I feel like the show did a really good job of showing how different Adam and He-Man are, showing Adam sometimes lacking self confidence and trying to prove himself not just as He Man but as Adam, and showing what a great hero He Man can be. And it is a reboot version, but a version that still has the heart, has the coolness, and does feel less campy than classic He Man, but not in a way that feels like it's a super overly serious reboot that doesn't have the fun of what came before. He-Man still feels like a character that I really enjoy seeing. It has a really strong take on He-Man that I really enjoy a lot. And in first place, the classic He-Man from the classic He-Man cartoon show, the first ever He-Man cartoon show, who also guest starred in several episodes of the first She-Ra cartoon show. I love He-Man in it. Very campy, but in an enjoyable way. There are times where he is genuinely cool, and there are times where I enjoy the absurdity. I feel like it's a great mix, and I feel like He-Man is intended to be funny, particularly in his scenes where he's Prince Adam. He has a lot of moments that actually are purposely funny, and he is a very enjoyable character. He is very responsible, he's respectful to others. I feel like he has a lot of kindness. He is a great leading hero that really is wonderful to watch, and I really enjoy him. I love John Irwin's voice performance. So iconic. So hard to top. I miss John Irwin a lot. So, number one, classic He-Man from the very first He-Man cartoon show. So feel free to let me know what you think of my ranking, and if you've seen all the show versions of He-Man, feel free to let me know what your ranking is.